Hi guys, it's SDJR7F88 speaking with another midweek update on Compton Martin. Now, as you know, I was quite busy at the weekend at the Avon Valley Railway End of Season Gala with First Great Western 2012, Mr. Abbey Mead, ITFC Sam and 6024 Mad and a few other people that I probably passed and met maybe, that probably didn't recognise me or anything like that, or I didn't recognise them. I think I saw, I met up with Jake. I briefly said hi to Jake Boygen as well, so that was pretty good. But yeah, it was a brilliant gala. Check out the video of the of my footage of the day, and also all the other people's I've mentioned as they were filming as well. And maybe the video after this update might be the best of the Avon Valley Railway End of Season Gala 2013, where I basically choose my favourite clips from my video. Including that amazing triple header they put on with all the whistles and go by at speed. That was just amazing. Like that sort of thing. I'll make like a little video using those clips. But anyway, on to the Compton Martin update. Now, as you saw last week, Compton Martin was a bit of a mess with nothing really on there, but now it's all been put back together, and as you can see, the back scene is in place. As I mentioned, I said there was a few splodges and a few little bits and pieces on the back which I wasn't too pleased with, but now it's on the layout, it looks actually pretty good. As you can see there's a few little stains there, and other places. One was right behind the station, so the station sits right in front of it, which is perfect, and I had to move that station. That station is the actual location where it's going to be for the proper layout, so I was really chuffed to bits when I put that on there, and it actually covered up the horrible stain where I accidentally spilt something on it. Anyway, we've also as you know, my Nana Grab helped me with this, because when I was doing it, it all disintegrated in my hands, sort of thing, because I'm pathetic at wallpapering. We've also added a bit of blue crayon up in there, not crayon, like blue pencil. It sounds a bit childish, really, but no, it's to blend the darker blue sky with the lighter blue sky here, and it doesn't look half bad, considering that there's going to be a tree here that will also cover it up. Because it looks alright, it does the job. It looks much better than it did, because it was just like white blue. So now it slowly fades in. It looks a bit weird on here, and I'm sure it will do if you actually see Compton Martin at the Compton Martin exhibition. But there's a tree there, and it does cover it up, but it looks a lot better than it did, let's just say it, put it as that. We've also done that in a few places along there to add a bit of like texture of sky and stuff. But if you haven't seen that update, basically that is actually a proper photograph back scene from Compton Martin. All of it is along, except for the blue sky at that end, which is Pico. But basically, I took a few photos, printed it on A4 paper. When I was taking photos, I made sure that I was roughly lining them up, and they come out pretty well, sort of thing. And we put them on normal paper, not on photo paper, and wallpapered them on, and they've got a bit splodgy and stuff. But as you can see there, but they've come out really, really well now. They're actually sitting on the layer. As you can see, we've got the Coombe there, which is the Coombe in Compton Martin. This is the road which is supposed to be leading to the Coombe. If any of you are going to the Compton Martin Model Railway exhibition, you will actually pass that road and pass the field with all the trees in the background, and also that scene at the end where this is supposed to be set to. So you've got all the rows of trees along the top of the field heading up into the hills, and then also we got the end bit which shows the field continuing on. And also you got an old house here. I managed to cut out a modern house which had been built. That was going to be on another bit, but we've managed to blend it in with the old house in there. So it gives that proper 1950s, 60s feel without any modern cars or anything in the way. So it looks really, really good. It looks really quite classic. And as you can see, there's the original house there, old house there, and we've even got the Compton Martin Church in the distance here. That you can just see the base of it, and also you can see the tower, the bell tower of it there, which is quite a significant structure in the village of Compton Martin. It's like this, the main building that everybody recognises in Compton Martin. So yeah, that was very important to get that on, even if it is just on the little end bit down there at the ends of in the distance from the goods yard. Anyway, what else has been done? Oh, this end, as you know, saw in last week's update, this was just a blue Pico back scene. We've managed to cut out the hills that I took, so I took a one down the valley that way, because as Compton Martin goes off, it's basically the valley continues off into the distance. Basically, it was way, way too dark, but we managed to actually cut the trees out, and I PVA'd them on. Didn't use wallpaper paste this time, and it actually went on really, really well, and I glued them on the top, and then to blend them in, I've added some of these bushes to recreate the hedge going up the side of the road, and it looks really, really good. All of it looks good when it's all put together. This is the highest point as it goes along. As you can see, it gets higher and higher and higher. See the trees go up and up and up, which is what it does in the real Compton Martin, and I think it's been captured really, really well, and it actually does now look like Compton Martin. So there we go. As I mentioned, the bushes have been done down here. Also, you can see the static grass. I don't think that was on there last time. No, it wasn't. I've done the static grass on there. So I've put a bit of static grass down like on the other side. It hasn't come out as well as the other side, but then again, it's hardly noticeable. It's because it's so hard to get the static grass head, which as you know is that big, up against the wall to put it on. But it's gone on well, and obviously the bushes are covered at the bit which couldn't go along there, and it's also recreated the hedge as is there. These telegraph poles are in place of where I'm going to put them to. I'm going to cut off the base and I'm going to drill a little hole and put them in there and there. As you know, the tree's there, but as you can see in the distance there, there is actually, there you are, a telegraph pole, which continues on as there are telegraph poles along that road, so I'm recreating that as well. This bush has yet to be stuck down. I hope you think that's okay. That position there, it's supposed to be like a big brambly bush here, just to add a bit of texture to that area, along with all the flowers and of course the big tree that's going to go there. So yeah, and also I've actually done the coal merchant's hut. This was part of the kit with the coal stage, but what I didn't like the plasticky green roof, so I actually had leftover card from the warehouses which I used on Compton Quay, which is the same tiles they used on there. So I painted this a much lighter grey, sort of that colour, and then I really weathered it down with Humbrol weathering powders. I even put rust on the door hinges. I'm not sure if you can really see it on here, but I put that in there. I've still got to glue a bit of the plastic packaging, because some of these kits they say if you want to create a window, use a bit of the plastic packaging. I'm going to stick that in there, and then I'm going to put a bit of black card behind there, like it's a inside boarded up window. You stop it from being smashed and stuff, being in the yard and stuff. So I'm going to put that in there. So it will look like that, like blacked out like it is there, but instead you won't be able to see the floor in there like you can now. These little tufts are not in place. They're not going to go there. They're just to show you what I do plan to do when I create Pacific tufts for that area. Obviously a bit smaller, and obviously they'll be a bit straighter, so they're going on the edge. Another bit of help I want with this is, what do you think of this coal? Do you think that I should add, obviously I'm going to keep this pile as it is, I'm going to glue it down, and I'm going to glue all this down so it's permanently attached. But what do you think of that coal? Do you reckon I should leave it like that, or do you reckon I should, it's all the way over the back, but put some of that Woodland Scenics ground coal, which looks a bit fine and like powdery stuff. I put that on there to recreate that, because it doesn't sit quite level, that coal. It actually doesn't sit half bad, but I'm not sure what should I do, because I was so surprised with how that coal come out. It looks quite realistic. As you can see, it's rubbery sponge, and well, it's rubber, but it's springy and stuff. But it actually does look quite more realistic than the plastic coal put in the back of tenders and locomotives and stuff. And this is obviously like a resin, and hence it being shiny, as this is supposed to be like the more gooder quality coal. As you can see, it's quite chunky and thick. So in coal merchants you have like different grades, and as you can see, these are the different grades that I've got on here, and you can see that's being bagged away as is with the as it came sort of thing. So I'll go there like that. I might put a bit of black weathering powder down there, but I have dulled this area down. I'm not sure if you can see it, but here, all the way around here, has been dulled down with black. It's like a black Woodland Scenics, it's Woodland Scenics rock weathering pigment, the black one. They use for creating rock faces like that. I bought the yellow and the black one, but never got around to using it, because I found, well, my nan found me some proper red pigments that I was looking for in the Woodland Scenics range, just like normal water paint pigments, and they did an even better job than the Woodland Scenics one, so I ended up painting the cliffs with those. So in the end, I spent £4 on these paints, and I hadn't used them. So I've found out that the black pigment is actually pretty good using it raw for weathering, and I dulled down this area as you can see here, and I also dulled down in between the tracks. And what do you think of that? As you know, being in a station and being in a yard, if you go to a preserved railway, you'll find that we're always in the station, the track is very, very black, thick, coated oil and soot. And I've done it all the way along. I haven't done it so much in the tunnel as it pulls away sort of thing. But as you can see, all the way along the station, not even down the sides, on both sides of the track as well, it's all very, very oily. In the two sidings as well, well, not the runaround head shunt, and also the siding there. I've also done it all the way along here, because obviously this is going to be an engine that's going to be going back and forth. Chew Valley, as you know, will be going back and forth along here. You're really getting it dirty. in reality. And basically just oiling it up. So I've done it all the way around there, and it doesn't look half bad. It looks so much better than the what it originally looked like with just the earth turf on there. You see, I've got the earth turf in the middle, and then I've got the really dirty, sooty stuff to the oily stuff to the outside. And I am actually really chuffed to bits with how that came out. Moving on down here, I have also added the water tower. As you know, it isn't glued down, but I am going to glue it down and ballast it in a bit better around the bottom. But as you can see, it has been weathered. I've got soot weathering powder on top after I wet over the wooden top with the track weathering pen. Then I put loads of soot powder on it, and then I also did down the sides. And also so that's all in place, and it looks so much better than it originally did. I've also added these little matchsticks in there to cover up the bottom of the gap, because as you know, this is a Shillingstone signal box from the Woodland Scenic. From the Batman what they call it? Batman Scenics range. I've forgotten the name of it now. They've got so many names for all different things. Scenecraft, the Batman Scenecraft range. So and basically it's a ground signal box, so there's got the gap in the bottom for all the pulleys and all that for the signals to come out. So I've covered that up like it is on Midsummer Norton Station, and it looks quite effective. Now we move on down here, and as you can see, I've added the fencing that's all permanently attached now. But not only that, I've also added the vegetables to the garden. As you can see, you've got rudder beans. I think that might be carrots, I don't know. There's some really weird vegetables. These were knock garden plot ones. There was also some lavender and another plant in there, which I think is a German plant, so I didn't use that. But I know we've got a leek there, and we've also got rhubarb on the end. So yeah, look, I'm really pleased with that. It actually does look quite effective as a little station garden, especially with the signal box now, covering up the end sort of thing. And that's what basically it's going to look like. So we haven't got that horrible little wooden gap on the end now. We've actually got the signal box on that in place, although it is removable, as is the roof, so you can put detailing inside, but I'm not going to do that for the time being. But yeah, it sits perfectly on there, and yeah, it's looking pretty good. I've got to add benches and all that to the platform now, but sadly they didn't have any in stock at Signals when I went there today. But I'll see if I can get some for the exhibition, but if not, it's no biggie, because I've got loads of passengers I bought there today and station staff, so they're all going to be added to the platform next, along with the chimney pots on the station, obviously. But yeah, it's coming on quite a lot this week, and that's not the only thing. I also went to Signals this week, as you know, and as I mentioned in the last update, I got a Santorus, the new Electrotren Saddle Tank, and it blew up. This is the replacement, and I can safely say, for the time being, it is working, and it works really well. So I might have a little running clip at the end of this video of her moving, and also her in this new van which I got a couple of weeks ago. It's a cattle wagon. I've always wanted one from Hornby, and I think this one was about £12, so it's a really good purchase. It's in the British Rail livery that I wanted. And not only that, if you can see on the side, it says calf box instead of horse box, because well, I suppose this one was used for transporting calves for cows. So basically, as you know, Compton Martin being a dairy siding, I thought that would come in handy with the little Batman weathered cattle wagon that would go on there, that little rake as well. But anyway, as you can see, I haven't put the Chew Valley nameplates on it yet, as I have just got her, and I also have to add the NEM pockets. Hopefully that will go well, and I hopefully won't damage her when I take it apart, as now that I've said that, it's probably going to happen. But it's very fiddly to replace the NEM pockets on this engine, very fragile, but hopefully I will, because it's got to be done. So I've tried coupling her up to this wagon, and it does work occasionally, but half the time when you put the hook in, it lifts this little the European ring on the front, and the two won't meet. They basically just lift up and then it pull away with nothing on it. So you have to couple it by hand, and then sometimes when it slows, it uncouples itself automatically. But another little feature, I've also installed the signal. Now you probably can't see it because, as you know, cameras have a really big problem picking up light. Oh, they are, you can see it now. But it's not going off and on, but that is actually the light, and as you can see, the signal is operational. I am going to ballast it in. That's another thing I've got ballast in. I'm going to cover PVA that and then put ballast on the top and build it up around it to make it look nice. But as you will see from this little running video, I'm just going to connect onto the end of the this Compton Martin update, making it again a bit longer, but something to look forward to at the end. Basically, a little running video. So, well, this has been SDJRSNF88 speaking. With only 1.5 weeks to the Compton Martin exhibition, I've still got to get cracking with lots of things, including the fence and gluing down the final bits and pieces, and doing a bit more ballasting as I mentioned down there, but fingers crossed I'll get it done. And your opinion on the coal pile, and also your opinion on what you think of the soon-to-be named Chew Valley running. So anyway, this has been SDJRSNF88 speaking, and thanks for watching.